Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Christian from Berlin. Maybe you know the situation, you hear a professional piano player accompany a singer in just simple fourth chord notes, and yet he sounds so much better than when you do the same. That's because there are little tweaks and tricks you can do to chords to sound more emotional, more touching, somehow warmer. Today I will show you a couple of those tricks to make the sound of chords so much richer. The little details that make the difference. Enjoy! If you enjoyed it, leave a like, helps my channel greatly. Let's go! So, we want to play chord accompaniment. Isn't just a very simple thing, like chord is chord. No, a chord is full of life, which we can use to make the melody shine. What do we know about the basics of accompaniment? Where we want to stay in this section roughly and not to create too many jumps from chord to chord, because the melodic motion is reserved for the melody. So we stay here and we play in inversions. Very nearby. And there's, of course, several ways you can also accompany in arpeggiated figures. But the most prominent is really just fourth chords or maybe eighth patterns. If you want to do arpeggiated accompaniment patterns with little left-hand figures and different arpeggiation styles, my channel is full of that. I will link some of those under my videos. That's everything you want, also from fills, anything you want for accompaniment is on my channel. I will link it. Now, chord. What is chord? You just see a D minor chord, right? But I see a house full of friendly neighbors, and we will use those friendly neighbors of these chord notes to breathe life into the accompaniment without being too obtrusive. We are still staying in the background, but we can create a little motion within these chords, and that's what this lesson is about. Before we go on to accompany an entire chord progression, let's just investigate what's within one chord, let's say the D minor chord. A brief word on the left hand, like what would a bass player play? He would just play in a ballad like whole notes or half notes, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, maybe in octaves, it doesn't really matter. You see, so there's not much in the left hand, we just imitate what a bass player would do. And when you listen to their favorite singer being accompanied for a ballad by a professional piano player, he would just do that. So left hand can be quite simple. Now back to our chord. I regard a chord as a house with friendly neighbors in between. So imagine you are living in the minor third. Let's explore the neighbors of this minor third. We have the right door neighbor, knock knock. Hello, have you got some sugar? I ran out of sugar. And already create some tension, some mood without creating too much motion. So let's try the left door neighbor. Left door neighbor, knock knock. Hello, can you take my kids for 2 weeks? I'm going on a holiday. So yeah, helpful neighbors are always valuable. And already we created a wonderful backing for the melody while not like being too active. I would recommend in general playing these little changes in the intervals, maybe 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So time in every second fourth note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, and we come into that a little bit later. Occasionally towards the pardon my German, towards the chord changes, you might even play it like in fourth note, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, if we look again at our inhabitants of the D minor chord, you can even have two of the chords visit a neighbor. Let's say like in this case, the root note and the minor third are visiting the right door neighbors. What a wonderful sound. Or if you want just the root note to visit its neighbors, do it like this. 1 and 2. Hello, can I have your car, please, for a year? And you heard this many times without knowing what it is. Probably like, oh yes, makes me immediately think of Lionel Richie. Sometimes this is just enough. Oh. Yeah, this reminds me of Cold as Ice by Foreigner. Remember that? Okay, just a little excursion. Now let's see, let's try a chord progression. And we imagine your hello 12% ladies on my channel, imagine your husband is singing in the background, sorry seems to be the hardest word, while cleaning the bathroom, as he does every 5 years. Now you want to accompany doing this song, so what are the chords? It's the D minor, it's the G minor 7, and it's the C7, and it's the F. And yeah, we do a brief turnaround with the E half diminished, E minor 7, flat 5, and the A7. So let's try to make accompaniment from those chords. Of course, you want your husband to go on brushing, to go on like scrubbing the bathroom. After that, the kitchen. We want to make it nice to encourage him to go on singing. And so we make it really nice. And now comes the G minor 7. Here. Inversion, close to the D minor. And let's explore now the neighbors for this chord. Now, what did I do in between? Just in case you were wondering, you can do little fills here. 1 and 2 and 3 towards the chord changes. Forte, and you hear that very often. It's very unobtrusive, yet like connects this chord a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and forte and 1 and 2. Just chord notes, it's really easy. Or a little bit more. 1 and 2 and 3 and forte and like forte chord notes. Very simple little trick to connect chords. So now we are on the G minor 7. Let's see what we can do with the chord notes. First we have, like, let's start with the G minor. And let's say, again, you're living in the middle, on the middle note. And O again. And visiting the left door, the minor 7. Hello neighbor, I want, do you have kids? I don't have kids. Can you give me your kids for a week? I love kids. So you have a here, right door, and if it's G minor 7, and you already have a wonderful little line within the chord. You can also towards the chord change again go from 1 and bass is down here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah, so just doing a 4, 1 and in the end play this as 8th or like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Or again, you can connect these chords by 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again we take 3 notes. This time we might play them down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and chord notes, or here taking the chord notes including the minor 7, and we are already on the C7. Now, taking a look back at the minor chords, you will see that we love this tension, this clash. It's a half tone step here, but it's this that we feel as quite emotional and moving, you know, this little thing. And you see the same happening in the G minor. Again here, the 9th clashing like a half tone step with the minor 3rd, but it's one of those clashes we actually like. They're horrible clashes and wonderful clashes. Yeah, they are harmonious to our ear. So, okay. Now we play the C7, and what we have the C7 here. Now in this kind of inversion, we can often drop the root note in favor of, let's say, of the 9th. It's a wonderful addition. You see how much richer it is, just replacing the root note with the 9th. So much richer, and the root is already played in the bass, so everybody knows it's C7 anyway. Now, if you look at this, and now you are living here again on the major 3rd, and your right door neighbor is getting quite annoyed meanwhile, because you got nearly everything from him now. The kids, the car, the sugar, and now you want, what do you want now? Well, he's still opening, but with a frown on his face. You want his wife. No, can you? Hello, friendly neighbor. I'm single right now. Could you borrow me your wife for a week? No, okay. Let's not go too far. So, but let's see. The right door neighbor here is the sus4 in this case. You see, we have the C. We transformed it into the C7 into the C9. And the 3rd is knocking to the right-hand neighbor, knocking at the door. And you can do that a lot with just 7 chord types, like this with the minor 7 major chords, with the minor 7 that you briefly go to the sus chord. This is wonderful and rich, especially look with the 9th and the 4th chord. And the 4th interval here, the sus4. Or you can also just walk about. Let's have a look at the C7 again. So we went from the banal C7, played in its full splendor here with all notes. You can always, well, in pop music that is, replace the root note by the 9th, already much richer, and then briefly go to the sus4 here. And it doesn't even have to say C sus in order for you to play it. It's your own doing. Like there might just be C7 written in the sheet music, and you can create your own chord interpretations in between. Again, and arriving at the F. And here also we going straight to the F, going maybe straight to the including the 9th instead of the root. again. And 1 and 2 and if it should happen to be an F major chord, you can just add the major 7. Like, now listen to that. Who is not touched by this? If you play this on your Steinway grand in your space, in your home, and your neighbor listens to that, he will forgive you everything. And like, take my kid, take my wife, take my car, just play that chord again. And just the brief turnaround from sorry seems to be the hardest word. Like, meanwhile, your husband singing along in the background is in total ecstasy. Finally, he gets the professional accompaniment he thought he always deserved, and he's already in the hallway cleaning the whole entire house, making it completely germ-free. Now we have the, as you know, it's a minor chord progression, and typical for minor chord progression is 2-5 in minor, and the second degree, let's say D minor is the first degree, and the second degree is by standard a half diminished chord. So you learn that too here. E minor 7, flat 5, and we play an inversion of that. You see, it's the same chord. And we won't, that's a little bit harder to create motion, but hey, we just play through it. We don't have much time anyway, just 1 and 2, and going straight to the A7. Now on the A7 is again, has a major triad with the 7, same chord type as the C7 we had before. C7, A7, same chord type, and again, you could just smuggle in a little sus, like a little sus4. And it's done all the time without you realizing. Again, we come from the E minor 7 half diminish, and you can also explore maybe with the like going from the sus4 to the major third, even to the left door neighbor, or playing both. You can experiment. There's really nothing wrong here. You can do almost anything with these friendly neighbors. That's why they're called friendly neighbors. You can take away anything from them and they will still smile at you. So, now if you want to go further from here to make it maybe even a little bit more interesting, maybe for the second chorus, or to play fills in between, I give you 2 options. First, you could play fills on top while the melody is having a rest, like you play this, what you learned today. And then go on. And I did. And I did many tutorials on fills. I don't want to stuff this tutorial with too much, but there's a big playlist on how to play pop style piano with all these fills, with also with a swipe note like. And so on. So just have a look at there. There's more for you. And also, maybe you want to give the second chorus a different structure. A little texture underneath that does not leave the feeling of the song while providing a different pattern. And you could divide these chords into 2 parts to create an 8th pattern underneath, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you could split what you play in the top 2 notes, alternating between the lowest note, while applying the same tricks you learned today, the same little tweaks, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Same here, top 2 notes, 1 and alternating between the top 2 notes, even here top 2 notes. Here also, maybe here you have top 3 notes even. Look, top 3 notes. Or like this. And here. That keeps the accompaniment interesting over different verses. So, I think there was plenty. I hope I could inspire you to try yourself. There's really nothing you can do wrong. If you want, subscribe. Don't miss another tutorial. And I say bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Have a great day from Berlin.